Well, howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Deep South Podcast, where your moonshine is hallucinogenic and your girlfriend is a demon. We've been having some extra baldness around the park lately, more than just the male pattern kind. Now, I know what y'all are thinking. Folks losing their hair ain't exactly news around here. We got bad genes, hard water, and Ricky Dale's shampoo experiment that involved raccoon spit, moonshine, and what he called organic possum enzymes. But this was different. Natalie said maybe it was stress. I told her she's got to think weirder. This is the South. Our weird runs deep here. It started out small. At first, it was just Ricky Dale's cousin Leroy woke up with a bald patch that looked like the map of Florida right on the side of his head. We all laughed, figured it was some sleeping mishap or that bad batch of moonshine he drank. But then it started spreading, y'all. Next, it was Miss Charlene's prize poodle. Then, 2 days later, old Merle Dunlap had a shiny stripe clean down the middle like a reverse mohawk. Before long, the whole trailer park looked like a bunch of cue balls under a magnifying glass. I started asking questions, interviewing folks, knocking on every trailer door like I was running some sort of weird paranormal city council. But most of them were just rumors, hair loss home remedies, or Ricky Dale spouting off about government experiments again. Then I got to Loretta and Kenny's place. They were sitting out on their porch drinking sweet tea when I showed up. Looking half worried and half entertained by the whole balding crisis. I started asking them questions. When it started, where they'd been sleeping, and if they'd noticed anything strange. That's when Loretta paused for a second like she just remembered something. She said, "You know, Pa, it's the strangest thing. I woke up the other night, and I could have sworn Kenny whispered thank you right after yanking the covers off of me." Kenny, looking baffled, shook his head and said, "I ain't said nothing, Pa. I was dead asleep." Now, folks fib about a lot of things around here. But that kind of detail, that was oddly specific. Gave me the heebie-jeebies just hearing it. That right there, that was the first real clue something unnatural was afoot. Now, folks around here got theories. Some said it was government mind control beams testing a new depilatory weapon. Others blamed an ancient Cherokee hair curse. Ricky Dale, he thought it was the hair harvesters from Planet Follicle. And one lady down the road was dead sure it was Bigfoot collecting DNA samples for the mothership. Well, I wasn't buying any of that, y'all. So I set up cameras. I baited traps with wigs, toupees, even that old fake beard Randy wore when he was on the land from the game warden. And that's when I got my first good look. In the grainy green glow of my night vision camera, I saw long fingers sliding through a cracked window. Real spindly like spider legs made out of bone. Gentle too, plucking hairs one by one with surgical precision. It was both creepy and kind of impressive. On one video, though, I didn't catch much of the creature itself, but I did see one of them long arms reach out and pick up a few wigs I had set out as bait. It held them for a second, sniffed them, flung the wigs straight back at the camera, knocking it off the tripod. A couple of nights later, I woke up feeling a tug on my scalp. I opened my eyes and there it was, the Hairkin bent over me, face way too damn close. Smooth, hairless, pale, like old chicken skin left out in the sun. Huge eyes shining like wet marbles. Long bony arms crouched low like a spider ready to pounce. And when it finished its little harvest, it looked me right in the eyes and whispered, "Thank you." And then it smiled, wide, mouth holding way too damn many teeth packed in there like sardines. I let out a holler that nearly woke up half the trailer park, y'all.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
It scurried off into the woods like a spider on Red Bull. Next day, I tracked it deep into the woods. I was creeping along the trail trying to stay quiet when all of a sudden, a single hair drifted down right in front of my face like a little warning flag. I looked up real slow and there it was, the Hairkin, crouched up on a thick tree limb above me. It was sitting there like some kind of hairless gargoyle, its little satchel full of hair slung across its chest, double fisting a clump of curly blonde hair. We locked eyes for a moment. I screamed, it screamed. Then it panicked, lost its balance, and tumbled off the branch. landing in a poof of loose hair that exploded out of its satchel like a busted pillow. For a split second, it looked downright terrified. Y'all, that's when it hit me. It wasn't trying to hurt nobody. It was just scared, hungry, and polite. Well, that's when I got my idea. So I went to Buford. Buford had been bald since Clinton was in office. He wasn't using that head. I told him, what if he let the Hairkin nibble, supervised like? Buford thought it over, scratched his shiny dome, and said haircuts were expensive and the creature sure was polite. Turns out Buford and the Hairkin hit it off like long-lost cousins. Real odd couple. They started watching wrestling together every Monday night. Buford told me that the Hairkin even started dunking its hairs in buffalo sauce while they watched. Said it enhanced the flavor. I figured if the worst thing was some spicy bald spot nibbling, we were doing pretty good. Well, next thing you know, Buford's teaching them how to watch YouTube tutorials on cutting hair. Buford helped him set up a little barbershop out by the junkyard. It looked like a lemonade stand built by feral possums. Big old cardboard signs said free haircuts. Naturally, the S was backwards. Folks lined up like it was Black Friday. The Hairkin was nimble, gentle, and every now and then he'd take a tiny pinch of hair mid-cut, like a chef tasting the stew. I always finished by leaning in, whispering, "Thank you." Folks left looking sharp and feeling weirdly appreciated. Some folks said it was the most intimate haircut they ever had. One lady said she felt like she'd been spiritually exfoliated. Well, I kept on watching for weeks. The Hairkin never got greedy. It just got just a little here and there like a responsible sipper at a moonshine tasting. Buford even got him a tiny little apron made out of raccoon hide. Looked downright professional, if you squinted hard enough. All right, y'all. This week, Grits and the boys brought me all of y'all's letters wearing little bald caps and hair poking out of their mailbags. They wouldn't tell me where the hair came from. Every time I'd take a letter from one of them, they'd hold up a sign that said, "Thank you," in tiny letters. Grab a midnight snack and get ready for everyone's favorite segment, Redneck Mail Time.
Redneck Mail Time. It's time for Redneck Mail Time. Yee-haw, Redneck Mail Time.
Letter number 1 comes from Jolene down in Kentucky. She says, "Paul, can the Hairkin do beard trims? My husband's beard is getting wild, and it's starting to catch bugs." Well, I reckon he can, Jolene, but you best keep a close eye on him. The Hairkin's got nimble fingers, but he does get a bit snacky when he's up close to live follicles. He might trim that beard nice and sharp, but if your husband dozes off mid-trim, he might wake up smooth as a fresh egg. It's a fine line between a shave and a buffet, so I'd supervise. Letter number 2 comes from Delmar here in the park. He says, "Has the Hairkin learned how to do perms yet? My Aunt Bertha wants 80s mall hair for the church social." Now, I saw him watching a perm tutorial on YouTube once. Got real excited about it too. But right after that, he clicked on a goat shearing video and got downright fascinated. I wouldn't trust him with chemicals yet. Give him a few more brave customers, and we'll see if he graduates to hot rollers. Letter number 3 comes from Tammy Lynn in Alabama. She asks, "Does the Hairkin accept tips or payment?" He don't charge nothing, Tammy Lynn, but folks leave him snacks. Hair clippings, dryer lint, beef jerky. One fella even left him a Sonic coupon once. Hairkin just blinked at it like he was trying to figure out if it was food. Personally, I think he prefers protein-rich donations. Letter number 4 comes from Earl down in Tennessee. He asked, "If I wear a wig, can I get multiple free haircuts?" Well, Earl, that depends. The Hairkin knows live hair when he feels it. You show up with one of them cheap party store wigs, he'll poke it with one of them long bony fingers, sniff it, and hiss like a possum cornered under a porch. If you glue it down real tight, you might fool him for a while, but I ain't endorsing follicle fraud. Plus, do you really want him mad at your scalp? Letter number 5 comes from Bobby in Ohio. He asked, "What happens if the Hairkin runs out of folks to give haircuts to?" Well, that's the genius of it, Bobby. He don't need much, just a nibble here and there as long as new folks keep moving in. Ricky Dale keeps growing side experiments, and Buford's back hair keeps sprouting like spring weeds. Business is steady. He's like a polite little moonshine sipper, never greedy, just consistent. Well, sometimes, folks, the best way to fix a problem ain't to get rid of it, it's to give it a job. We did, and now we got the politest little barber in 3 counties. Folks come in nervous, leave with a fresh cut, a light head, and just enough trauma to make them feel special. And Buford, well, he swears the Hairkin makes better conversation than half the fellers at the VFW. It smells better, too. I sleep a little easier knowing that if some strange creature ever leans over me in the dark again, at least this time, it'll be to offer me a trim and a polite thank you. You've been listening to the Deep South Podcast. I'm your host, Possum Paw McGraw Jr., signing off. Y'all be safe out there and stay weird.